Hey, you too. All right. So, one, I also want to say thank you for all the love on our last Charlie video. Went crazy. You guys went crazy. I fucking love you. Two, this right here is taking a place in Ohio, right? I love Afroman. You love Afroman, or at least like I kind of hope so. You feel me? Who doesn't love Afroman, right? Well, we got to get to the bottom of this. Let's go.
Read something so ridiculous that I've been sitting here for the last like 10 or 15 minutes just stewing in my own filthy anger, almost in
Talk
like
to me.
this meditative state, just trying to process the absurdity of it. And this is a situation I'm not even involved in, and yet still it has managed to steam my vegetables just because of how outrageous it is. This whole thing is so crazy, I just couldn't help myself but share it with all of you, so I hope you don't mind if I hit the dance floor real quick and bust it wide open for you here. So 2 months ago, some of you may have
Pause.
seen that Afroman posted this music video, Will You Help Me Repair My Door?
By the way, if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor.
This went viral on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube as well. And basically, it's Afroman making a song out of a raid that was conducted on his property based on narcotics and kidnapping claims. And it turns out it was completely bogus. They got nothing out of it, and they kind of ransacked this whole place. And he had
Destroyed
cameras
it.
set up around his property that recorded all of it. So he made a music video kind of teasing them about it. He made a catchy little jingle about the whole thing, and the title is about, you know, them breaking his door and breaking his gate and just going over the damage that they caused there while looking really silly. And now he is being sued for it. He is being sued because the officers were offended, their feelings got hurt, and they're claiming emotional distress. He clowned on them,
Oh, I can't do
and
that,
it
huh?
hurt their goddamn feelings so much that now they're coming after him legally. It wasn't enough to just destroy his property and pillage his home like they were Vikings, and also traumatize his kids apparently, which is something he mentions in his song.
Yeah.
Now they want to slap him even more by issuing this lawsuit to him, which I think is just an absolute load of baloney. What a pile of dirty barnacles. 4 deputies, 2 sergeants, and a detective with the Adams County Sheriff's Office brought the suit earlier this month, claiming an invasion of privacy. Let me just stop you right there, Chief. An invasion of privacy, huh? You are on his private property. He has every right to
Gated,
record you.
by the way.
I'm not a lawyer. But would you also make this claim if you made yourself look fucking silly at a Starbucks who has security camera footage of you in their store? Like, let's say you spilt coffee or you were pouring coffee down your lieutenant's butthole, giving him an enema in public, and they're like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing. We're going to sue you for an invasion
What?
of privacy because you filmed us. Would the argument work there
Wow,
in that
wait.
place of business? I imagine private residents also still have the right to record you when you are on their property. They don't need your consent. You entered their domain. You stepped into their neck of the woods. I feel like they have the right to record you, but again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a stupid paint-huffing idiot when it comes to the law, but I still just find the claim comical. An invasion
This whole
of
thing's kinda
privacy. I
funny.
guess them going through all of his shit, throwing his suits all over the place, breaking down his doors and all of that in his own home. I guess that's not an invasion of privacy. That's just a general wrongful invasion, considering
Now, I don't know if he's going to touch on it, okay? And there's not too many times I'm ever going to pause in the Charlie video, okay? But there's another music video that he did that shows rather a rather explicit side to what potentially has happened. You have to do yourself a service and watch both videos, please. Now, if you are not over 18, please do not watch the second one. All right.
this whole thing was completely bogus. It was a completely botched little raid here. They're claiming that Afroman used their faces from the raid and used it in music videos and social media posts
Yeah.
without their consent. Again, I don't think he needed that considering they're on his
Nah.
private property in the first place. But regardless, they go on saying it's caused them emotional distress, embarrassment, ridicule, loss of reputation, and humiliation.
Can someone please hit the emotional damage button? All right.
So these officers were born with glass bones and paper skin, huh? They can't take a few jokes on the internet. I imagine they're lying about this. I can't imagine they
how
actually
it go.
suffered any real emotional distress or anything. I don't think people were on the streets shooting spitballs at them as they walked by, pointing and laughing. Though they should, because it's
How does
fucking
he come
clowns
up
what
with
they did
this?
here. I can't show the music video, but I highly recommend watching it. They look so fucking stupid in this thing, and it's all dog shit. Like, none of it was
Yeah.
real to begin with here. It was just a completely failed raid from top to bottom. And they even had the audacity to disconnect his cameras when they noticed that the security cameras were on. It's just foul, completely foul. I
That's
do
illegal,
hope they feel silly.
by the way.
But apparently, the silliness doesn't stop there. Maybe it's a humiliation fetish because now they're suing him and making themselves look even stupider, which is crazy. I'll go ahead and boil all this down for you. The plaintiffs are seeking all of Afroman's profits from the use of their personas. That includes the proceeds from songs, music videos, and live event tickets, as well as any of the money that he made using their likeness and his brand and other merchandise. And they're also looking for an injunction to take down the videos. Afroman made like an entire album's worth of songs around this raid on his property, and they all fucking
Wow.
bang. It
They
is
do.
so amazing. Afroman absolutely crushed it with this whole thing. Literally turned
Yeah, I love
into like
Charlie.
a money-making merchandise music video, like empire, all off of this failed raid from them.
That's what
And
he
now they're
does.
coming to put their hand in his cookie jar and take all of that money away that he made from this whole situation. Afroman is attempting to countersue them for the undeniable damage this had on my client's family, career, and property. Law enforcement officers were acting on a warrant that stated probable cause existed that drugs and drug paraphernalia would be found on his property and that trafficking and kidnapping had taken place there. But it turns out that boogeyman was completely wrong. All of those
Okay.
suspicions turned out to be unfounded, and the raid
Shocker.
failed to turn up any real criminal evidence, so charges
Shocker.
were never filed. And in Afroman's music video, through the cameras, he was able to notice that some of the deputies may have seized some of his money. He was talking about some missing money that took place during all of this, and have
Well,
seized
excuse
some-
me.
failed to turn up any real criminal evidence, so charges
Excuse
were never
me.
filed. And in Afroman's music video, through the cameras, he was able to notice that some of the deputies may have seized some of his money. He was talking about some missing money that took place during all of this, and whoa, can you believe it? After a subsequent review by the State Bureau of Criminal Investigations, they determined that the deputies had miscounted the amount seized during the raid itself. What a silly little error that was. What a goofy little freak accident that was, that some of the money was just a little miscounted and some of it went missing, I guess.
Now, listen. Supa is the last person to ever say defund the police. I think it's the dumbest thing that's ever been said. But I will always be an advocate for reforming the police. You feel me? Because if you do your due diligence, right, you're going to see the other video that may have instigated this situation. And when you do, well, I'll just say this. Cops like this don't need a badge, okay? If you get your feelings hurt, deal with it like a man, all right? Sorry.
That's odd. So that's really this whole situation. They're suing because they looked fucking stupid here, and a lot of people were making fun of them for this whole
You can't do that.
situation. Afroman put them on blast and made
That's
an
crazy.
entire album's worth of content around it, and now they're out for revenge. So I can't show you the music video, but I highly encourage you watch it. I would
Yeah.
like to show you a couple frames from it and just kind of talk about it because it is so fucking wild.
Yes,
I'll go ahead and
please.
crop their faces out so they can't feel offended or humiliated here. But so this is one of the early shots. The officers were going around checking every nook and cranny of his property, I guess for kidnapping victims or like pounds upon pounds of weed. And for some reason, Officer Action over here, fucking Danger Commander, comes over and like looks behind the couch here as if he was gonna find like some kind of like goblin or something back there that he was gonna light up. I understand they thought that there was some kidnapping element to this whole thing, but I mean, even in this situation, if there was a kid back there and you climb over the back of the couch, you're immediately pointing a gun in their face. I can't imagine that's the best way of looking for kidnapping.
Slightly
victims.
traumatizing.
Like, the way they go through his whole property is very cartoonish. Here's a little shot of some of the team out here for the class field trip. One of them is dressed like he's ready for actual combat. As
Wait,
if he was
hold on. I love these like random like squares and shit. Yeah, I love that. You just get, oh god. Anyway,
get in
sorry.
here like a G.I. Joe episode and fucking hunt
That's
down
hilarious.
Cobra Commander in this property. So the first thing they did when they arrived is they busted through this gate here and
His
broke
big-ass
it.
gate.
So Afroman's already down one gate just from them showing up. And then they go to his door, and this is where you get
Bro,
the title
off
of the
the
song.
hinges.
They blast this shit in. This shit just gets rocketed off the frame here. So, you know, he's asking, you know, can you repair my door and my gate? Like, that's the whole point of the song. Like, can you repair this shit? And then also pointing out all of the other goofy things
They
that
won't,
happened.
by the way.
And here's where Afroman started to get a little suspicious about them potentially taking money from him, so he starts talking about it in this scene right here. This was already after going through and throwing around half of his belongings and like going through each and every suit pocket they could find. And here's the final shot. This is where the fun comes to an end. They disconnect his cameras, so they open up this panel in the wall and they disconnect all the shit.
That's not
so
legal.
he could no longer record the rest of what was going on
not
on the
legal.
property. I just really had to talk about it because it got me fuming. To turn around and sue someone for hurt feelings after you were just in the wrong to begin with is just
In
such
their
a
house.
level of delusion that I can't help but be upset about. Afroman did nothing wrong. He recorded you guys and then took a bad situation that you have created. The claims you were there investigating, nothing was ever found, so it all seems like bullshit. And he took that and he made comedy out of it. He made content
That's
out
some
of
money.
it to try and turn something shitty into something less shitty. And now he's being punished for it, or at least attempting to, from these extremely sensitive, I guess, officers that are super offended that people have been making fun of them for this. Like it's pretty disgusting. So yeah,
It's
I just
terrible.
wanted to at least put this out there because it was something that I felt very strongly about. That's really
Me
about
too.
it. So yeah.
Yeah. No, Charlie, we're in agreement right there. We're in agreement right there. That was a great video. Good work, my boy. Free my nigga Afroman. You know what time it is. It's time for you to hit the noti bell. Get to know me well. Ain't nothing left to say. Everybody have a blessed day. I love y'all so much. I'm out. Peace.